Well, good morning. Welcome back to my little garage. Today is a very special episode. Yesterday, I was counting the days. It was 6 months ago today that I recorded my first video in here talking about what I planned on doing. Some of those plans followed through and then some. Some of them fell short and I never did do. But I thought, what if somebody watched that series and they might make some of the same mistakes I made, or they might not realize some of the good things. So today is just a quick update on what is and isn't working in my garage. This is a very small space, and so that was the biggest constraint. But overall, the garage has become more functional than it's ever been. The biggest thing is when everything has a place, end of the day cleanup is that quick. There's no questioning. I took it from here, I put it back here. I can't tell you. Remember, I'm the guy with the pretty bad ADHD, and that comes into play too in some of this. But that's been huge in helping me maintain a garage that is functional. We can put the car in at night. So overall, I'm extremely happy. My first con. Remember, we were doing this on a budget. I think we came out under $200 of investment, and some of that could have even been curtailed. But I think maybe painting would have been a good idea. And I know some of you even mentioned that early on. The reason is, you can tell it's dark. I've got 4 LED overhead lights plus my task lights. But it's an old, musty garage. It's dark. And I think a coat of paint wouldn't have been a bad idea. But in my defense, we were keeping the budget down, and it was December when I started this, so I wasn't going to be out here painting then. Who knows what the future's going to hold. Next, we're going to go over to the bins, and we'll get a look at what is and isn't there. My storage. This thing is amazing. It's easy to move out of the way, easy to get to, and it has cleaned up the garage tenfold of the amount of effort I put into it. It also comes with a con. Going back to that ADHD brain, if we don't see it, we don't fix it. With this, I was going to pull each one down, lay them out on the floor, and go through and get rid of things that I know are junk, give away things I know somebody else could use that I don't need, and basically get an organization going within the bins so they're more functional. I've yet to do that 6 months later because this is good enough, right? But that's not to say I can't do it coming up. Along with that, let's just swing. See if we can do this together. Look, we're dancing. My hardware organization. Let's get a look. In here I put all of my long stock pipes, L channel, just a little bit of everything. Tent. I know there's got to be a cool use for all these old tent poles. I can't get rid of them. Keep focused. This is a godsend. When I need a nut, a bolt, a washer, a screw, a piece of wire, it's all right here. All in one spot. Absolutely amazing. In my perfect world, I would go through and get it completely organized. I have things in here that date back to my telephone tech days that nobody's ever going to use again. They're beyond passe. Organizing it and labeling it would sure be the next logical step. I don't know if that one's going to happen, but eventually. Right here. This has become my scrap, heavy sawdust, little pieces of wood, generally my mistakes. And my wife has one of those solo stove fire pits, and that's perfect tinder to get a fire going. So nothing's going to waste anyway. But yeah, if I could get this organized, that would be cool. Since we're on to storage and organization, I'm going to take you for another one that's ugly. Okay, you always see this. And again, not bad. My hanging things. Well, this is a mistake. Having that's an empty bottle I'm going to use the plastic from to make some knife guards. Because you get a better view of it there than I ever do. My wire didn't go anywhere. So this has been an excuse of where to put things, and I need to do better with that. I shouldn't have used it from the get-go. I should have come up with a better plan. So now I have to go back and do that. Again, all these things can be fixed. So let me take you down the wall here and I'll point. My big hammer storage, perfect. Little good scraps of wood, little pieces of oak and poplar, things that I'm using regularly. Of course, my bench, we'll get to that. I haven't gotten rid of these yet. I haven't fixed it either. But they're handy, you know? We call this our old people basket for moving things around, the groceries and whatnot. We don't use it too much yet, but we're getting there. Step stool and my project corner. Some are done. It doesn't seem to go down though, but I'm also waiting for somebody to come pick up a lot of this that I've done, and it's gotta go away. So, and then the automotive, mostly just oil change and some car wash stuff. So all that's working, but up here is a little bit out of control still. Okay, the French cleat wall. No complaints. I did have to modify as the weather changed and put some better wedges on some of the heavy stuff, like my coffee cup holder. Which, by the way, this gets more use than anything else on the dang wall. I did add a from the Habitat store. I'm not good at this. I got that. If I get to the point where I make those blades for carving, that's gonna help me temper the metal. So I'm working towards that direction. Next is trying to figure out how I'm gonna get the high heat for hardening. But anyway, stay on task. The wall though, I guess it's a downside. I should have painted it and made it lay out a little better. I was doing it as I go, like, oh, where should I put this? On the cleat wall. Where's a hole? And that's where it went. It's very functional. I think it could be more functional. I'd like to add a ball peen and a couple of mallets because hammers seem to be my thing anymore. The clamps are a little awkward to reach, but they're out of the way, so that's the compromise that works. But if you're going to build one, take the time to make it a little prettier. I had enough leftover paint. I could have done that. So, again, I could take everything down and do it. I may. The fold-down table that we just looked at, that thing has been priceless. I can put saws on it. I can put sanders on it. I can do layout on it, put wood on it. The thing I can't do, and this will go to one of my negatives, is I can't really hammer hard on it. Remember I made it light? Had to be lightweight to lift up and down all the time. That was a smart move on my part. But it's not meant for hammering on or reefing on. So that goes to my next con that I didn't take the time. Wasn't going to cost me any money, but this old workbench. I've pulled it out twice, once to add this backsplash just to keep things from rolling off. And once because last week I was doing a project and I realized, dang, this thing is shaky. It has these old little skinny slotted wood screws, 2 in the corner straight up and down. And I never noticed how much it wobbled. I went through and added a bunch of construction screws and it's a lot firmer now. But I should have pulled it out, disassembled it, cleaned it up, put it back together, made any modifications I wanted when I had it out already. Again, I had no timeline, but I think I was focusing more on getting done than getting done right. And so and I also remember I took and sanded the top a little bit and lightened it up. That was a good move, but I should have done that all at once. I can't make any more room in here. I would love a full-size bandsaw. That's like I had one years ago when I was in my basement, and I would love one, but I don't see how unless I redid that whole section. That's another story. So basically, if you're going to do this, figure out what you really want first. Look at this advice from an old guy. Okay, really, now I'm pointing these things out. I'm going to do something about them, I promise. And I'll fill you in as we go on what I did and didn't do. But my question, I was thinking of adding a window. I see them all the time on Marketplace, free old windows, old vinyl windows, behind the fold down table. So when I fold it down, that's a southern wall. I get the southern light in. I could make window covers so it's not excessively hot on a hot day, but I think that natural light would help a lot. So what do you think about that? I still got to get to wiring the garage. And again, in a perfect world, if I'd have known how far this was going to go, I would have done that one of the first things. I came out here on December 13th and filmed that video talking about all my plans just as a way to hold myself accountable to get my garage cleaned up. And now I recognize that there was so much more I could do. So moving forward, maybe I'll incorporate some of that into videos. I don't know. Maybe I'll just keep doing what I'm doing because I'm having fun either way. But in the last 6 months that y'all have been here, I've had a blast. I'm thankful for every person who's taken the time to sit down and watch or zip through or even glance at a video I've made. I find that amazing and I really appreciate it. So hold on for I made notes. So I tried to stay on task. We'll see how long this one is. But again, thank you for being here in my little garage. If you have questions about what I've done or suggestions, feel free. I'm always open to them. And good luck in your little garage. We'll see you in next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.